the studio, we've been joined by Sidi, Tunis, National Publicity Secretary of the main opposition of People's Congress Party, APC. Tunis will be speaking this morning on the outcome of their party's National Advisory Council meeting that was held on Monday at their headquarters in Freetown, where they discussed issues around promoting unity and operational effectiveness among members of their party. Good morning and welcome, Sidi.
Good morning, thanks for having me.
How did it all go?
It went very well. I mean, we don't even know why the many publicity. It's usual for us. We regularly have NAC meetings so that we discuss issues that have to do with the progress of the party. There are, activities that whenever we want to undertake them, we have to have approval from the National Advisory Committee. So it was normal for us. We had to present certain activities that we want to undertake. Like, for example, we are getting ready to start our registration and verification of our members. So we have a comprehensive digital database of all our membership. So for us to be able to carry on with that, we have to, first of all, take it to NAC for approval, and so those are the kind of discussions that we had.
Was that the meeting your party requested the police clearance for, or for additional security from the police?
Yes, we actually asked the police for coverage because prior to that meeting, people sent wrong information on social media as to what the purpose of the meeting was. And we received threats. People were threatening to storm the party office. People were threatening
What people, party members or just random?
Random people. We can't say they were party members because, anyone can send anything on social media. Randomly, people were sending messages of hate, messages of threats to burn down vehicles, destroy vehicles. So we didn't want, first of all, an interruption of the meeting, that is one. And secondly, we did not want people to engage in behaviors that were against the laws of the land, which is why we brought in the law enforcement agency to ensure that, they maintain law and order during the meeting.
And again, the main agenda, what was it?
The main agenda was really party matters. Really, it is not anything outside of the functions of the party. It was party matters, and also we brought in our district chairman so that we can apprise them with the outcome of the Tripartite recommendations, so that they know exactly what was in the recommendation and what we needed to do as a party and how prepared we are to implement the recommendations of the Tripartite Committee.
And how prepared are you to implement these recommendations?
We are very prepared. We have to first of all understand that the committee itself was not just APC. You had other people involved, the government, of course, our international partners. So the implementation might take the same format, wherein we'll have inclusive committees looking at specific areas of the recommendations. As we all may have read, some will require, constitutional amendments, some will require parliamentary ratifications, and some will, of course, require, institutional reviews and changes. So all of those have to take forms that may involve people coming together, committees being set up,
What's the fate of Dr. Samura Kamara at the moment within the party?
Dr. Samura Kamara was a presidential candidate for both the 2018 and 2023 elections. Under the new constitution, he was the leader of the party up to the day the results were announced and up to December 2023. He ceased being leader of the party from December 27, 2023 as per the provisions of the 2022 constitution of the APC. So the fate of all of us elected officials in the APC are not decided by individuals or group of individuals. They are decided by the constitution of the APC. By February 2026, when we go to the National Delegates Conference, new executives will have to be elected, and then a new presidential candidate will have to be elected for the next election. So Sidi Yaya Tunis will cease being National Publicity Secretary once we get to the National Delegates Conference, so are all other executive members, because the delegates by then, which constitution may have changed completely, because of course we'll have to, the National Delegates Conference will be preceded by conventions and elections at lower level, from where new delegates will emerge. So those delegates will now go and elect the national executive and the presidential candidates.
We understand that the doctor wasn't invited to the meeting. Why? Is there a reason for that?
That is not correct. He was invited as together with his running mate. He couldn't attend because of a conflicting schedule, but his running mate was in the meeting. And he was aware of the meeting, and the outcome of the meeting was, of course, communicated to him. We'll continue to meet. Dr. Samra Kamara is an important member of our party. He remains a figure, a pivotal figure in the party. So he cannot just be treated anyhow in any way. So we're still together.
So can you tell us what was the outcome of the meeting?
Okay, so now first of all, we are moving on with the matters of the party, while at the same time focusing on the implementation of the recommendations of the Tripartite Committee. We are also going to organize trainings and seminars for all of the bloggers and the different public relations officers, because we're seeing a lot of misinformation and misrepresentation of party matters, party affairs, and activities happening in the party and outside of the party. So we feel that we need to step in and focus on engaging the structures of the party. So we focus on those activities that will ensure that we are not behind schedule as per provisions of our constitution, because there are certain activities that we are ought to undertake that are time bound by our constitution. Like, for example, we must and we should address registration issues. We start that before September, because our party constitution says for someone to qualify to vote in any convention, you must have been a registered, fully paid up member of the party for 1 year prior to that convention. And so if we are to start our lower level elections in September of 2025, we must start registration of new members before September 2024. So these are all things that we look at, and that is one major outcome. We have to go out around the country, start talking to people about registration, move on with massive membership registration drive, roll out our new digital registration systems, wherein you will have biometric digital ID card with your biometric features on it and your unique membership number that will be yours for life.
Is this a way of correcting maybe what the party might have missed whilst heading to the 2023 multi-tier elections?
It is not so much correcting, it is also a way of reorganizing and restructuring our party. And then also it is a way of meeting our constitutional mandate. The constitution requires us to do that, as well as the PPRC as well. So these are all things that we want to ensure that we get under control, so we avoid future litigations, and also to make sure that we are really able to function, have proper record of our membership across the country and globally as well. So we have to roll this out to ensure that if you register, wherever you take your card, by just inputting your unique number or just your biometric feature, your information will come up, because that is only attached to you. Nobody can fake that, nobody can duplicate that, because it is going with your biometric features.
As the main opposition party, do you believe you are actually effectively fulfilling your role in serving the interests of the people? Are you asking the right questions, holding government accountable where needed, and actually acknowledging their positive actions?
I think we have been doing that since 2018. I wouldn't say it has been smooth. It has been very challenging considering the political climate in the country generally, considering the difficulties that we have been through as an opposition, the arrests, the intimidation, the harassments, the shootings and all. So we have been doing that and we'll continue to do that. But we also have to understand that we have gone through different stages and phases of the political activities in this country. For example, after the 2023 elections, you saw what happened. We challenged the result. We still do challenge the results, by the way. And we decided not to participate in governance.
How do you challenge a result if you didn't go to the court of law? How do you challenge a result if you did not go to the court of law?
I mean, well,
are you just in denial?
This issue comes up all the time. For you to go to court, you have to have something to go to court with. We had ours, but what we were to challenge is what we did not have, and it's what we still do not have, which is why you see the party continues to ask for results. But in any case, we went into the Bintumani agreement or dialogue, wherein we came out with agreement that led us to the Tripartite. That also has been completed. Reports are now out. So we've been through all of these phases. But at the same time, we have been able to also take on the government on issues that affect the people of this country. We spoke highly on the electricity issue. Now we're seeing baby steps, improvements in that area. We've been talking about the economy. We've been talking about healthcare, and the healthcare system have become even more exposed during this rainy season. We all saw the videos of Connaught Hospital, wherein we've seen massive flooding. So it tells us that there is a breakdown in our healthcare system, regardless of what anybody would tell you about having one of the best healthcare system in the world. So we see these things. We'll continue to talk about them. We continue to engage the government on how we feel that some of these issues will be addressed. We continue to talk about the unnecessary and bloated spending. We continue to see now. We've seen new set of appointments from the government in an economy wherein we are struggling to finance, certain institutions. Government continues to appoint political party stalwarts into positions that will bring no benefit or very little benefit to us as a nation. We continue to see unnecessary travel as far as we are concerned, travels that will yield us nothing as a nation. So these are all issues that we have continued to talk about. As we speak now, our president is going on what? Sports for Sustainable Development. We have not even succeeded in developing our sports in this country. Let us focus on the country first. Develop these institutions that are not functioning for us that will make a difference. Let us focus on developing these institutions. The travels we need to limit, we need to reduce, because really we have spent colossal amount of money to finance the presidential travels, and we have received very little returns from those travels. I think it is a disservice to this country for us to continue to finance some of these travels. We believe we need to focus on institutions in this country, develop ourselves locally, the public lectures on democracy outside of this country, wherein we cannot even allow opposition to express themselves openly and freely. We cannot even allow even the lawyers to hold meetings without having police go bulldoze them out of the meeting. So you find out it is not just about political parties. It is affecting every fabric of our lives. We are being suppressed, we are being harassed, we are being intimidated. You have to toe the line for you to be heard. If you do not 100% toe the line, you are not. We saw the town hall meeting, right, recently. It is scripted. The only little opportunity we had.
Did you get to see the script?
Well, I mean, the way it went, you know, it was